Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Welcome to Millennium News 24/7. This is Tawfeed Noor. Today we have Honorable our running powerful congressman, and he is running for state of New York as a governor. He did a lot of good job state of New York. From mayor to county executive, now he is the Congress. He is fight for city of New York, Long Island, and every city of New York state. Today we are with him, Susie Ryan. How are you, sir?
Very good. Tom Swazi is my name, and I'm running for governor of New York.
What is your plan for the state of New York if you win the primary election?
So I'm being very clear in this race. Number one is I'm a proven executive. I'm trained as a certified public accountant and attorney. I was the mayor of Glen Cove for 8 years. I was the county executive of Nassau County for 8 years. And I've been in Congress for the past 5.5 years. Number two, I'm a common sense Democrat. I'm not going to pander to the left. I'm not going to back down to the right. I'll work with anybody to solve problems, to help people. And right now, the biggest problems we face in New York State are, number one is crime. Number two is it's not affordable. The taxes are too high. It's too expensive to live here. And number three, there are too many troubled schools, kids that are being left behind. So I'm going to reduce crime. I'm going to cut taxes. I'm going to help the children in our troubled schools. When it comes to crime, I have a 15-point crime intervention and prevention plan. I'm going to give judges the discretion to consider dangerousness of the defendants who come before them, so that people can be safe on the streets. All the way through the 15 points of the plan that include education and helping people with mental health problems. It's got to be a comprehensive effort across 15 different pieces that go all the way from intervention to prevention. We need to cut taxes by 10%, and we need to help the kids in our troubled schools.
Very good. You know, state of New York, we have a lot of crime. Not only state of New York, whole of the America. After January 6, 2021, every city, everywhere, we have a lot of crime. But our Democrat, Congress, Senate, White House, why they are not strong with the crime?
Well, it's really a very big problem in New York State because we changed the laws in New York State to try and address some of the systemic injustices for black and brown people. But in the process, what we did is we made it so that people can commit a crime and then they're out on the street right away. As a result, that's created a sense of lawlessness here in New York State. So we need to make sure we have justice and we treat people fairly. We have to also make people feel safe. 91% of New Yorkers think that crime is a serious or very serious issue. 69% of New Yorkers say the current governor is failing on the issue. As governor, I will address the problem of crime by going after dangerousness. People that commit crimes have to be kept in jail. People that have mental health problems need to get the help that they need to address their mental health problems. And we have to do a better job educating children because 75% of the people in jail have a drug, alcohol, or mental health problem. So we need to help kids at a young age so that they don't become small problems don't become big problems later on in life. So crime is my number one issue. And I'm the only candidate in this race that ran the 12th largest police department in the United States of America, bigger than Detroit or Boston. When I was county executive of Nassau County with the 12th largest police department in the United States of America, I left with the lowest crime rate in the United States of America for any community over 500,000 people. So I know how to do community policing. I know how to get the community to trust the police and get the police to trust the people and to work together. I know how to do violence interrupters, to try and break up gangs using former gang members to help us in the process. I know how to use technology for shot spotters and gun buyback programs. I know what it takes to address crime, and crime is the number one issue in this campaign. My opponents in this race are very far to the left, and they don't treat the crime issue as the serious crisis it is. So I will address the crime problem, they won't.
You know, I'm talking about city of New York. You know that every borough, every single day, people is dying, gunshot. Young kids going to school, on the way to school, gunshot. Another young kids, teenage, shoot the God.
People don't feel safe in the subway.
Subway, bus, street, nobody. So why our city of New York, DA, why they are making lousy law, you know?
Well, the district attorney has to enforce the laws. If they want to change the laws, then have them run for the state legislature. Their job is to enforce the law. And if a district attorney doesn't enforce the law, they have to be kicked out of office. So the Manhattan district attorney said that he was not going to prosecute armed robbery as a felony. He said he was not going to prosecute resisting arrest. You can't do that. He must prosecute the laws. So he's since changed his tune, and he's now saying he will prosecute those laws. But if a district attorney doesn't enforce the laws, they should be removed by the governor from their office.
Thank you very much. You know, so state of New York, we have only 2% people is millionaire and billionaire. And the rest of us, we are minority and middle class.
Well, there's a lot of minority millionaires too.
Yes, but do you have any plan for middle class?
Well, middle class people can't afford to live here. Their taxes are too high. We have the highest state and local taxes in America, so we need to cut the taxes in New York State. That's not something emotional, that's proven fact that we have the highest state and local taxes in America. People can't afford to live here. They can't pay the gas prices right now. We have to do a suspension of the gas tax. We have to do everything we can to make New York State safer and more affordable so people can afford to live here.
And also, so many people, they are homeless, sheltered, and our current governors and mayors, they don't care. They do not care for homeless. Better, they serve the country. If you go to Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, every street of New York, you will see someone fight for America, guy is homeless. They don't have any place to live.
So from 1984 to 1991, I lived in New York City, in Manhattan. And we was going to law school during a period at that time. And I used to sleep overnight at a homeless shelter to supervise the homeless shelter. I've always been very passionate about this issue. And many people that are homeless have mental health issues. Not everybody, but many people have mental health issues. We have no comprehensive plan to address mental health in New York State. We took all the people out of the institutions back in the 1970s, but we never put a comprehensive plan in place. There are 18.5 million people in New York State. Of those 18.5 million people, 1.5 million people have a serious mental health issue. Not like anxiety, but schizophrenia, bipolar, severe depression. 1.5 million people. If they're not taking their medication and they're sleeping out on the streets, they're a danger to themselves and to other people. We have to make sure that we get them the services that they need. They have to get off the street and get the services they need to make sure that they take their medication. So we need a comprehensive plan to address mental health. As I said before, 75% of the people in jail have a drug, alcohol, or mental health issue. Those problems need to be dealt with young children before they become big problems later on. And for adults, we need to make sure that they're taking their medication. So this is a very, very important issue to me. We must address the homeless problem. We have to address it for the benefit of the homeless people and for the benefit of the people who live in the community who don't want to have their kids afraid that someone's going to confront them on the street.
Another things in New York City and Wall Street, one of the finance hub in the world. Our financial district is the world hub on the world. We have a lot of organized crime, financial crime, stock exchange, banking, everywhere. Do you have any plan for clean up these things?
Well, you know, Wall Street's a very important part of the economy of New York State, and we can't just say everybody's bad on Wall Street. We can't say that every employer is bad. We can't say that every landlord is bad. They're a very important part of the economy. But when people break the rules, they have to be held accountable and made an example of. So we have to make sure that we're enforcing the laws to make sure that people who break the rules are held accountable. And that goes with everything.
And other thing is, you know that what's happened in Buffalo couple of weeks
Yeah, it was a terrible racist massacre.
So this kind of things happening everywhere right now. And our governors or president, they have any kind of special power of these things?
We have a major gun problem in the United States of America, and because of gun manufacturers have groups like the NRA, the National Rifle Association, get all the politicians to follow along with them by giving them contributions and by lobbying people. I have an F rating from the NRA. The NRA doesn't like me because I'm on every single piece of gun violence prevention legislation in America. I support restricting the use of guns in ways that make people safer than they are currently. The current governor, the person I'm running against, when she was in Congress, she had an A rating from the NRA. She was endorsed by the NRA. She took financial contributions from the NRA. So she doesn't really, now she says she's changed her mind and she's stronger on gun laws than before, and she may very well be. But what kind of values does she have that she took money from the NRA when she was in Congress?
You know, one of the good things, we have Niagara Falls in our New York State area. Do you have any plan for, like a Canadian side, they're making every single year development. Every single year.
If you go to Niagara Falls on the New York side, it's very depressed in the downtown.
Exactly.
And across the river, the Canada is booming.
Exactly,
so
like a sunshine.
So it's not the weather, it's colder in Canada than it is in New York.
Exactly.
It's because of New York State government is so oppressive, because the taxes are so high, there's too much regulation. We need to support the businesses so they can go and create new businesses here in New York State to make us more successful. And I have a plan to do that. You know, I'm the only person in this race, again, that's a proven executive, trained as a certified public accountant and an attorney, the mayor of a small city, the county executive of a big county, and a member of Congress. I know how to do these things. I'm a common sense Democrat who gets things done.
One of the last things, why New Yorkers going to vote for you?
Well, New Yorkers are going to vote for me because they want a proven executive who gets the job done, who's a common sense Democrat, not going to pander to the left, not going to back down to the right, who's going to work together to solve problems. And because I'm being very clear, crime, taxes and affordability, helping our troubled schools, and breaking up what is the most corrupt state in the United States of America to make it work for the people again. And for my Bangladeshi friends, I need their help in this race. I need them to say that I'm the person that they know they can count on to fight for the issues that they care about, whether it's to celebrate Eid or to get halal food in the schools or to make sure that people are treated with respect and are protected from crimes. So to all my friends out there, assalamu alaikum, Dhanyavad, thank you so much, I appreciate your help.
Viewers, whatever you are, colorful, African American, or Asian, or Arabian, whatever race, whatever color, whatever religious you are, vote for this gentleman. He worked hard for state of New York, also United States of America. He is the good man. He worked for New York State. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you,
my friend.
Thank you.